All right.
So,
It's
I'm
good to
the host.
see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. I am the host of Michelle Padilla, and we are going to chat about with Patrick today and talk about Star Trek and his music. And I want to give a shout out to Matt for hooking me up with all these wonderful guests and celebrities. Thank you, Matt.
Matt. Matt is the
Oh,
man. Matt
he's
is the
the
best.
best. So, tell me, how did you get involved with Star Trek? And first, tell me who you are and what you do.
Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land and Zoom land and whatever land we may be in. I'm Patrick Barnett, and I'm an actor. I'm also a singer. I uh, I sing like Frank Sinatra type music, croonery kind of Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Bobby Darin, Harry Connick slash Michael Bublé kind of stuff. Been doing it for years. I'm also an actor. And as Michelle mentioned just a few seconds ago, I've worked on Star Trek. I've worked on a bunch of things, but used to do a lot of work on Star Trek, which is a lot of fun. So that just gives you a couple of little details about me. So,
Now, how did you get involved with Star Trek?
well, the first thing I ever did on Star Trek was I was in Deep Space Nine,
Okay.
and I was one of Kira. I was one of Nana Visitor. Nana Visitor is one of the main actors in that. She played Kira, and I was one of her foot soldiers. I was sort of like a featured, sort of a featured, featured background Bajoran. And then I probably did about 7 or 8 episodes of that. And then over a couple of year period, I think. And then so I started to get to know some of the makeup, the make people in the makeup department, and Michael Westmore, and some of the makeup artists who were all amazing people. And so that was sort of like the mid '90s, and then they had an open call for Star Trek: First Contact, the movie
Yes.
with Next Generation cast. So I got cast in that, and worked on that movie, and then did a couple other films with Jonathan Frakes, who was number one. He played Will Riker in that. Amazing guy. Thank you, Jonathan. And yeah, so I just had a lot of fun. It was just a great time, to be working, and spent a lot of time on the lot at Paramount Studios, which was very exciting. And that was sort of like the mid late '90s, and Star Trek: First Contact was 96, I think.
Yes, it
And
was.
exactly. And I think my first day on that, if my memory serves me correctly, was June 3rd. We shot it in the summer on Paramount, and it was super hot. I was in that really thick suit, so it was pretty hot.
And how was it working with Patrick Picard?
Oh man, Patrick Stewart,
Yes,
man, Picard,
love
he's
you.
the best. Yeah,
Yes.
Picard, he's the best. Um, yeah, he was amazing. Patrick Stewart was really really nice and really cool, and it was very exciting to be working with him um, on the movie. I mean, I also worked with him on the next Star Trek film, which was Star Trek Insurrection. I worked with him on that as well. But really, a really, really nice guy. Very just a total pro and a brilliant actor, a legend, screen legend. And I was just so thrilled to be working with the man, with Picard, right, the star, and everybody on that set was so nice. I mean, from Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes and Brent Spiner and Alice Krieg and um, Brent Spine. I'm trying to think who else. Michael Dorn. Everybody was so cool, and all the production. It was just really a memorable time. Very exciting.
Now, how long did it take you to dress up, like put all the makeup on and everything? How long did that actually take?
Well, it's a great question. We started shooting it. We used to get there at anywhere from like the earliest call time I remember was 2:30 in the morning, which is crazy early. Um, 2:30. I think the latest call time we had was like maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. So we get to the makeup, you get to Paramount and get in the suit. Actually, get to the makeup lab first, and then probably around to start about 2 to 3 hours to begin with at
Oh
first.
wow, that's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. At first it was about two, maybe I think at the beginning it was about 3 hours, and then as time went on, they streamlined the process. And yeah, it was something. It was just so exciting. I was pretty young at the time, so it was yeah. I mean, just so many great memories. And I do some conventions. I do some Star Trek conventions. So I've had the good fortune to go around the country. About half a dozen times over the sort of last 10 years and visit places like Kentucky and Kansas and meet the fans. And it's just really great because I'm meeting all these wonderful people, but also I get to kind of remember all those great times and kind of share them with people. So like I am
And
now with
what
you.
have you have you watched the new series of
Have I watched
Picard?
Picard?
Yes.
I've watched a little bit of it, but I was actually they used some of the footage from the movie.
Oh, okay.
Some of the footage from First Contact they actually used in one of the episodes last year on the show. So they're really quick flashback scenes, but thanks to Matt, thanks to Star Trek, Matt Chasen, I'm getting paid. So we sort of had a very tiny little appearance in Picard, but it's nice, it's nice to be part of it in some small way.
Yeah, I like I said, I my mom and dad are huge Star Trek fans, so we've watched every single episode, even Deep Space Nine and uh, Star Trek. Those are one of the favorite ones, and they seem to love it so much. So when
Oh
I
yeah?
told them that I had you coming on the show, they're like, "How did you get him on the show?"
Oh,
That's
that's oh
you
yeah, yeah.
know,
That's sweet. Where are you from, Michelle?
I'm actually from California, South
Okay.
Bay, but then I moved up here in Oxnard,
Okay.
and we're gonna be moving again in Sacramento. So
Okay.
travel,
Great.
yeah,
So you're a Californian, native Californian.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Well, I
Nice.
wasn't born in California, but yeah, lived here all my life basically.
There we go. Okay, very
So
good. Well,
we've
hi
been
to your
having,
parents. Big hello to your
yeah,
folks.
I will. We've been having a lot of rain, snow, and yeah, it never snows in California, but it's snowing actually yesterday because of the crazy winds and
Was it
rain and
snowing up there in Oxnard yesterday?
nope, not here in Oxnard,
No, no.
only in the South Bay.
Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from New Jersey. From New
Nice.
Jersey. Yeah, from New Jersey. Been out here, gosh, like it'll be, man, decades, 30 years. It'll be 30 years in about 30 years in about, let's see. I think in about a month, I'll have my 30-year anniversary.
So do
Who'd
you
have
like it?
thunk? Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. Do you like it out here?
I do. I do. I really do like California. I miss New Jersey. I'm kind of overdue for a visit to see my mom. I haven't been home since last Christmas, so I'm definitely overdue for a visit. So I'm going to be heading home probably in probably February sometime, maybe late
So
February.
I always ask my listener, my guests, this: what are you doing in this crazy time of pandemic time? What have you been up to? What kind of projects are you keeping up with, and what are you guys, you know?
Right, right. Well, I've been doing some music on my own. What I try to do about once a week is I try to sing as much as I can, and I have a little piano here in my place, and I play a little piano. So what I try to do is I try to stay positive and you know work on some music, maybe work on some songs songs that I maybe know that I haven't done in a while, maybe new songs that I'm working on. But I've actually had a couple of gigs. Well, they're sort of more of appearances. I've done some over the last sort of 8, 9 months. I've done a couple of. There's a wonderful woman named Deb Graff who has a sort of a showcase, like a jazz showcase that she does twice a month, and she's invited me on her show a couple of times. So I've done a couple appearances on there with my friend of mine who produced my record named Paul McDonald. He's an amazing piano player and arranger. But Paul and I have done a couple of gigs, sort of a couple of appearances there, which have been a lot of fun. and it's great. It's like being on here with you today. It's sort of it's great to be connected. You know, it's and that's the main thing about this time is that it's all about connecting with people, and you know, it's never been more important than it is now to be
Right,
to be connecting with people and talking with them and checking in on friends. So that was great to do that. We did that sort of maybe in July and in the fall, and then I actually had a gig, which was unbelievable, and it was sort of like an amazing gift from the universe. But I had a gig in San Diego in mid-December. It was a big band gig. It was sort of a Rat Pack show, and with some like one of the best bands on the planet, just phenomenal players. And yeah, a friend of mine, amazing trombonist, band leader, who I've worked with about 3 times, named Dwayne Benjamin. Dwayne, you know, basically hooked me up with the gig, and so thanks to him, I was on the gig, and so I worked with this amazing big band. So we did this gig down in San Diego, down in San Marcos, Cal State San Marcos. It was a Rat Pack gig, so it was a tribute to the music of the Rat Pack, and it was a drive-in. It was actually a drive-in where people got to drive in, and it was a blast. It was just so much fun. It was
so
just so great to have on this big stage, and then we got to it was such an amazing experience and thrill to be up there, after such a long break because we have no one's really performed in such a long time, and then to have people in their cars, beeping beep 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 because they couldn't get out of their cars because of the
right.
pandemic. But so that's just a few of the things and that I've been doing just to kind of keep sane and I try to stay in shape and exercise and get out for walks and runs here and there. But yeah, that's a few things. How about yourself? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing the
Besides
podcast.
doing a show, this is a great show.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I've been staying because I'm at high risk, so I've been staying pretty much inside. Can't really do that much. So just to walk dogs, and pretty much stay. Basically, that's it. I have severe sinus issues, so and I have
Yeah,
problems
you see,
breathing.
okay, you've got some sinus issues.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
I can't really be out that much around people. So right now, I'm more of a people person. I like to hang out, go to the movies with my friends and families. But since I can't do that, I've been staying home, driving my mom and dad nuts. So yeah, basically the podcast keeps me busy, and I've been working with the state doing some videos and stuff like that. So
Great.
trying to just yeah, trying to stay mellow. And I told my business partner Ruben about you. He's a huge fan of Star Trek, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he wants to have his own office of Star Trek.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like
That's cool.
Captain, yeah, Captain Picard and all that stuff. So he wanted me to mention that a shout out to him. So
What's up,
he's
Ruben? How you doing,
yes
buddy?
he's computer engineer. He fixes computers. If anything goes wrong with the show, he fixes it. So he's my
Right.
go-to guy.
Cool.
And so I did this for 9 years. Started doing this 9 years of podcasting. I started out at Cal State Dominguez because we had a radio show back in
Right. You know what?
uh
I remember. I was when I was doing some research. I was talking to Matt yesterday about you, and then um, I checked you out on Facebook, and I saw some footage from Cal State Dominguez Hills, and that's where you went to
yeah,
school.
I went to school there, and it's funny because I also actually had to interview another fellow Star Trek, Lisa Wilcox. I don't know if you remember her, but she was on a Star Trek episode, and
Okay.
she was actually. You ever watch Nightmare Before Elm Street?
Yeah.
Freddy.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street. Sure.
She was
Sure.
she was playing Alice.
Okay. That vague. I'm trying
So
to remember, but yeah, I remember
but
her.
I'll show you a picture of her. But it was cool. So she was talking about that. And so, it's funny because I meet all kinds of different celebrities. And so I like what I do, and it's fun. And like I said, I've been doing it for 9 years, and I moved away from. South Bay to here, and I broke out into my own podcast where I'm now interviewing more people, more
Cool.
celebrities. Recently, I just got interviewed Marion Ross from Happy Days.
Oh wow. Wow, I mean, it's amazing. That's so cool.
Yes, Dawn Wells. When she recently passed, I got
Dawn
to
Wells.
interview.
Wow, what a legend. Yeah, sure. I've heard she was such a nice lady.
She was very sweet. Yes. What was it? Dean Wallace. From
Dee
ET from
Wallace, yeah. Dee Wallace, yeah. Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
So it's my name is slowly getting out there, but it started out because I got diagnosed at the age of 30 called a syndrome called 22q11. It's just like Down syndrome. So
Hmm.
it's a tiny piece of a chromosome, and because that you have 200 symptoms going on at once, like different symptoms, but
Got
each
it.
symptom,
Right,
each
right,
person who has it is different. So I've had three open heart surgeries, three sinus surgeries, mouth surgery, ear surgery, and I had a grandma seizure at the age of 17, suffered brain damage, was in a coma for a week. So I thought maybe doing a podcast talking about this, getting the word out more about 22Q, and then having other people be more aware of it. That's how we started out as the podcast. So it just
wow.
grew and
That's,
grew and
man, that's
grew.
amazing. I mean, that's just amazing. That's, yeah. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I'm actually gonna have another surgery coming up in February. This time they're gonna do a revision of the cleft palate. So hopefully I can breathe a little bit better and sleep a little bit better. So that's what we're hoping for. So
Right,
with the podcast, it makes me feel better, and I meet a whole bunch of fantastic people. I talk about different types of real causes that are out there, and they come onto the show. They talk
right.
about their causes and events. So
Sure.
I have a blast meeting all the celebrities, and then when I tell my family and friends, they're like, "How do you get these people to come onto the show?" I just have somebody looking out for me,
Well,
if
that's
I get
amazing. Well,
lucky.
it's so great that you've been doing this for 9 years. You've been doing it for a long time.
Now my question is, you see my collection of pops. You should talk to Funko and have them do a Funko pop on you, like
Do
the
what?
start
What was that? What was that?
a Funko pop, just a little Funko. I can't share. Anyways, I can't share. It's kind of cool. Hold on, let me show you real quick.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Great.
This is a Funko pop.
Ah, I love it. I
But
love
they
it.
should do one for you and for the Borg. That's what I say. Like hit
Oh,
Funko.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like a
So,
Borg, like a Borg
yeah,
action figure.
you can actually have a custom made, but it's like
So,
thirty
so
dollars.
is that like a bobblehead kind of?
Sort of like a bobblehead, yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean that'd be so cool. How cool would it be how cool would it be to have a Borg bobblehead? I'd love to have one of those.
There you go. I know they could custom make them for like $30. It could be a little bit pricey sometimes, but
Oh yeah?
yeah, these are the latest things. They're like the baby babies.
So
These are
you
the
have the
baby.
hook, you have the hookups.
Well, I don't have the hookup. I don't know. I don't know them that well yet.
Only kidding.
I know, but yeah. So basically, Star Trek. Like I said, I grew up a Star Trek. My favorite movie of Star Trek of all times
Right.
is #4.
Oh, really? The first contact? Was that the
It was when they go find the whales. Remember the
Oh,
whales?
got it. Got to say, yeah, the long way was it the voyage home, right?
Yes, that was one of my favorite ones.
Wow, yeah, it's a great one. That's good. They're all so good and they're all so different.
I know people ask me, how can you like Star Trek and Star Wars at the same time? You can either want like one or the other one. And I'm like, well, I
Well,
think
you know what? Because you're, like, you know, not, it's funny because it's amazing with Star Wars and Star Trek is that I've been to a lot of these, some of these conventions and several of these conventions I've been to, they have like a Star Wars, they have a Star Wars, sort of a seminar where they talk all about Star Wars. And then one of them that I went to had a Star Wars versus Star Trek. So you had two
right.
guys, Star Wars fans, and two guys that were Star Trek fans, and they battled it out. And at the end of it, I was just like, you know what? Why not just like both?
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
Like, you
people
can't like
prefer one or the other generally, but but I I happen to like both myself, and I worked on Star Trek, so there you go. I'm with you.
see, there you go. What was it like working with Worf?
Um, Worf, he was cool. He was cool. I worked with Worf with Michael Dorn on the dish sequence at the beginning of the movie. Well, no, it's actually not the beginning of the movie. We shot it. That was the first. That was like the first day that I shot was. So in my brain, it's the beginning of the movie, but it's not. It's actually the end of the movie when the dish explodes and the Borg try to take over the ship. So that's when I worked with him, and I also worked with him a little bit on Deep Space Nine. But he's very cool. He's very cool, and you know, and he blasted us off into space. He just, you know, he took
I
us
think
out. He took us out, and where we were, they would lift a dish. You know what happens is they would lift the dish up and up and up and up and up, and then they bring it down, and so yeah, so that was pretty that was fun.
so. Do you think there'll be another Star Trek movie in the future with you guys
No,
in the
I don't.
same?
I mean, I never say never. I mean, I think they're going to be, many more Star Trek movies in the future. I would imagine so. That they're going to keep it going because they have all these television shows happening now with Star Trek Discovery and Picard, and there's a new one now, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I would think that they're just going to keep going. Why not? And yeah, and I mean, I would love to be a part of it. I would love to be a part of it. I don't know that my skin could handle all the makeup again, but I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. Manage. So.
So my last question is, where can my listeners look out for your music, your bio? Do you have social media
Yeah,
platforms?
yeah. So no, so I have a new album out called Sway, and it's out. It's on Spotify, Apple Music. It's on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, and it's sort of like a collection of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra stuff. And I wrote one original song on it called ACL Blues, and it's a song about my recovery from an ACL injury. I had an injury to my knee, and I wrote a song about it called ACL Blues. So,
Nice.
so that's you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Spotify, um, Apple Music, a whole bunch of I think it's on Pandora. But anyway, so I'm on Facebook as Patrick Barnett Live. It says PatrickBarnitt Live. I'm also on Instagram at Patrick Barnett and Twitter, same handle. So you guys can find me on there.
And where do you have a next gig coming up? So my listeners.
Um, I don't have any gigs. I do actually. I do. I correct myself. I just had a gig this past Friday on about every other month. I go to Palm Springs and I do a gig at this really amazing jazz club called Frankie's Backroom, which is awesome, and it's a virtual gig like we're doing now, and it's I do it with Paul McDonald, who's on piano, and it's sort of like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of music. So we just did one on Friday, and I'll do another one. I'll be there on March 5th.
Okay.
There March
Uh,
5th. So it'll be that will be posted on Facebook.
okay. And do you know what time? You don't know
Yeah,
what
it's gonna
time
be
yet?
5 p.m. Pacific time on March 5th at Frankie's Back Room. It's Frankie the handle on Facebook is Frankie's Old World Italian Restaurant. But I'll put
Okay.
something on my personal page as well, on my artist
Okay.
page.
I gotta add you on Facebook. I got 5,000 people follow me so far.
That's
So
amazing. That's a lot more than me. That's cool. You I guess they cap it out at 5,000, right?
yeah,
So
you leave.
you have people in line waiting to be your friend.
I do, and I also have
Oh,
stalkers following on me as well. So it's funny, but no, like I said, the Word to Show you can catch us on YouTube. We get on Spotify, iTunes, Podomatic, Podbean, anywhere you can find us on social media platform. Amazon Music, Pandora. You can find the new Word and Show, and I will edit this and I will give you a copy of it, and I will tag you hopefully it'll let me tag you in a Facebook. So
Of
thank you,
course. Yeah, yeah,
Patrick.
absolutely. Listen, this is awesome. This is awesome.
This is great. Thank you. I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Listen, Michelle, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's great to meet you. And yeah, and thanks for everybody for watching and listening.
let's do it again. I hope we'll do
I,
a second interview. That
I'd
would be
love it.
awesome.
It'd be my
All
pleasure.
right.
Take care.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Michelle. Bye bye now.
Bye.
See ya.